I published a couple of videos recently that showed how to sort a table by a column selected from a drop-down list. And this was all done using Excel formulas. So like on this sheet on screen, I could choose a column from the drop-down list in cell C2, such as the sales column, and then the table would sort itself by that chosen column. And I did a version of this showing how to do it in modern Excel and a version that works in all versions. There'll be links for those videos in the description below. But a common question that I've received as a result of those videos is whether we can add a visual indicator to the column that this table is ordered by. Now, yes, there is the drop-down list above on this sheet, but it may be that the table is not this close to the list and people have been asking for a nice indicator to make it clear which column the table's ordered by. When you work with tables in Power BI, you get this nice arrow indicating which column the list is ordered by and whether that is ascending or descending. So you can see in this table that it is sorted in descending order on the total revenue column. However, if I click on count of sales, the arrow will be applied there. And if I clicked on product name, then you can see the arrow showing that ascending order by its name. And we would like to apply a similar effect to our table in Excel. To do this in Excel, we are going to use formulas in those table headers. Just before we get started with that, I want to bring our attention to this data sheet. And on the data sheet, this is the raw data that table is being calculated from. And there's a cell H3 where we have the header that's been chosen from that drop down. This is all explained in those other videos that I published, but I want to quickly bring our attention now because we're going to use some of those cells in this video solution. Back on the report sheet, I want to use an up and a down arrow to show which column and in which order the table is sorted by. So I'm going to insert those arrows into a cell on this sheet. If I click on insert and then symbol on the far right, and for me, in my recently used symbols, I actually have the ones that I want. I have this black down pointing triangle, if I insert that, and then the black up pointing triangle, if I insert that. But you can find them in this list and you can see the font and the geometric shape that I'm currently using in this symbol. There are many other symbols we could use, but they're great for this demonstration. If I close this window and I'll take a copy of the first triangle. So the reason I'm inserting them there is so that I can copy them to my clipboard ready for the formula. Because once I'm inside that formula, I'm dedicated to it. So in fact, I'm actually going to copy both of them. I'll take a copy and just come out of that cell and I'll go to the first header, which is for pizza. Now I want it to say pizza and then display the arrow. Now instead of me having to type pizza and then sold and then sales and so on, what I'm actually going to begin this formula with is just a reference to the headers on the other sheet. So on the data sheet, I'll select the first header, which is pizza, and that will save me typing that in. And we'll repeat that when I copy the formula to the other 4 columns shortly. It's put a table reference in there. We can work with a range reference if we prefer. Just proceeding with this, I'll put in the ampersand, and after that I'm going to enter a space within these double quotes and then another ampersand where I will get that triangle in. But the triangle will only be used if that is the column that the table's been sorted by. So I'm going to type if to test the correct column. I'm going to put column, so I'm going to use the column function, and I'm going to click on cell A1. So what this will do, the column function will return the column number of that cell. So cell A1 is going to be column 1. And as I copy this formula to the right, it will be column 2 and column 3. And although A1 has nothing to do with our table, it will work as a simple check as to is it column 1 of the table, is it column 2, is it column 3. So if that column is equal to the column selected in cell H3, if that is the selected column, then I'll put in my comma, open up the double quotes, and paste in the triangles that are waiting patiently on my clipboard. Now for this first column of the table, the pizza column, when we sort that, it's in ascending order. So what I'd like to use there is the up triangle. So let me remove the down facing one, close off the double quotes, comma for the alternative, what if it's not the column sorted by, and I'll use a couple of an empty string, a couple of double quotes with nothing in the middle, and close off that function. Pressing enter will bring me back to where I am, and I have that formula in the pizza column. I'm now going to copy that formula to the cell to the right, my sold column, but go into that function, because for that one, I don't want the up facing arrow, I want the down facing arrow. So let me paste them in, still on the clipboard, get rid of the up facing arrow. That will be a descending sort, as will the other 3 columns. So I can happily copy that across and the others will work. Okay, I've got a mistake in here. I've forgotten to make a cell absolute. So let me just pop back to the pizza one, even though that's not really been copied across. And we can see the reference to H3 on the other sheet. That's the column that's been selected. And I'll use my F4 key to make that absolute. Let me now go and do the same to sold. So I only really did that to the pizza column for consistency. And this should be H3, not I3, and then make it absolute. Let's copy that sold one across again. And now we have what we want. So notice looking at the formula bar, I'm on the sold column at the moment, that first reference to the header on the other sheet has moved over to the sold column and then over to sales and so on. Also the column reference to A1 has shifted to B1 by now and ultimately C1. And these are the first, second, third column of the table. So this is working absolutely great. If I use the drop down list in cell C2 and choose pizza, you can see the ascending arrow appear. And if I switch it to maybe rating, we can see the descending order appear. So we're getting that nice icon, and I don't need the icons in cell I3 anymore. They can go. They were just temporarily there so I could copy to the clipboard. So that is a nice visual indication for our sorting. Now, if we wanted it a little bit more like what you get in Power BI, Power BI actually put the arrow underneath the header, and maybe you have a preference for that. Maybe you prefer this arrow to the right of the header text like we have. If you prefer it underneath, if I come to the pizza column for this demonstration, instead of the space character that's been used to separate the header text and the arrow, I could bring in a function to show character number 10, which is your line feed character. So that's in between those 2 ampersands. Pressing enter will wrap that onto another line. Let me just put this in the sold column as well. I'll copy that across to the others. And then you see the arrow and rating has not moved down to the other line yet. I will select all of the header cells because wrap text needs to be applied. So home tab, wrap text, and there we have it. So now when I choose a drop down such as pizza or such as sales, we now have the arrow just underneath the header, similar to how it looks in Power BI tables, if that is your preference. So I hope that makes sense. It adds a nice little polish to those sort by drop down list videos that I released recently, and is a lovely technique for your Excel reports. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to be notified about the latest videos at this channel. Take care, and I will see you again soon.